wasn't there to defend myself. I wasn't there to say that I didn't do this. This was not what happened. It was the person that said the whole story and painted it to everybody. I wasn't there to defend myself. It was a very bad place to be. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me today. So today let's talk about forgiveness. I feel like forgiveness is a very deep topic, and I'll just try and do justice to it in my own way. You can't live in this world without being wronged, and who knows, you might be the one doing the wrong. Some of us still have the memory of what happened to us, how it happened, when it happened. I mean, every detail of whatever happened to us, and somehow they still have a hold on us. You know, there is nobody that's never been wronged before, and maybe who knows, you might even be the one that has terribly wronged someone. It's like two ways. There is no one side to it. We are all humans and we are in the world. We are bound, we are meant to offend the other person. The other person is meant to offend us, but it depends on how we take it. There are levels to this hurt, to this pain, to wrongdoings. There are levels to it, and I'll just just brush them on the surface. Really, there are some wrongdoings that we really don't need to take to heart. I know that it's easier said than done, but we have to get to a point where some of these little things will not actually get to us. Imagine someone saying that, oh, someone stepped on my shoe in the bus and it just spoiled the whole of my day. Like, how can you allow such spoil the whole of your day? Like, it's something that is basically under your control. So you see why I said that there are some wrongdoings that we shouldn't really allow, because if we want to, maybe we'll just be getting angry everywhere 1 hour. I mean, there are times that, let's talk about our workplace. We meet some very annoying people every day, and if we just give them chance, they'll be the one ruling and dictating our lives. We've seen cases where you talk to someone, you're asking someone for something, and the person is just shutting you up, and you just say, what's wrong with this one, and you're just angry, and the whole of your day is spoiled. But we should actually grow resilience to that. If not, we'll be living all our day in sadness or whatever. Now, everyday injustice is maybe bound to happen, and the normal little frictions that happen in families, in friendships, at work, in the market, all those normal frictions, we should get to a point where all those things do not actually get to us. So let's talk about another type of wrongdoing, the complex wrongdoing. This is expected in the world where wrongdoing is like, it's normal. It will happen to maybe all of us. It's just like the way they say breakfast. Somehow everybody has been in that place before, and if you have not, maybe you will. I don't know how that can be prevented, but I feel like somehow, sooner or later, we will all experience this complex wrongdoing, where someone actually do something seriously that gets to our core, our soul. We feel betrayed. We feel like, oh my God, how can this person do this? Like, it's just really painful. That's another type of wrongdoing. It's actually very deep, especially when you trust someone with your life, with your secrets, like I said earlier, and the person just spread everything all over the place. But at the end of everything, we must come to terms with what happened to us, and we must just learn to forgive. Reality check is very important. Like, we can't just continue to live our life like that. Sometimes we need to just sit down and just do a kind of check on our lives. What am I doing? What pain, guilt, hurt am I holding in my heart that is preventing me from enjoying my life? That is preventing me from enjoying the peace that I deserve and I desire. For me, I've actually experienced, I don't know if it's all kinds of all of this level of wrongdoings. I've been betrayed. I have had my own share of betrayal. I have my own share of complex wrongdoings. I have my own share of hurt, and sometimes I feel like I've actually let all of this go, I've forgiven them, but then I realize that when I'm talking to people about it, say something like this happened, oh, it's happened to me before, and then I just remember how the thing made me feel, and I express it with such anger, such irritation. Like, can you imagine? That day I feel like just getting something and smashing it. The way I'm talking about it, the person will still be feeling it's like it's still fresh. And then a friend called me one day and said, do you actually think that you've actually forgiven these people, or you are living in denial? Because each time you talk about all of these events that have actually, I don't want to say shaping my life, but they've actually contributed to some of the way I do things, or some of the way I see people really. It's not something I talk about often to people, but just by myself, like, strong woman, I just feel like I think I've forgiven these people and I'm living my life, and that's the end of it. Until that friend actually called me and told me that, Ayo, do you actually think that you've forgiven these people, or you are just living in denial? Because each time you talk about this person, I still feel the passion, I still feel the anger, I still feel the pain in your voice. I was like, no, it's normal that, when someone does something bad to you, still when you talk about it, it's normal that you feel that way. But when you've actually forgiven someone, when you are saying it like you've actually moved on, and you are saying it with such peace. Not because you are still angered, or you are still feeling sad from what the person has done, but because you just have to talk about it. And the person said, truly, you really need to pray about this. Like, talk to God about this. Tell God how you are feeling. Because somehow, when we don't forgive people, or we assume that we've forgiven people and it's still holding a part of our hearts, we just kept it somewhere far away. It's like a book that we don't want to open. It's somewhere, it's kept somewhere, and maybe when something happens, we just go back to the book and we start remembering. It means that some of these issues have not been dealt with. So I'm putting it to someone today. Let's do a reality check. Most of these people, check who has offended me in the past that I've not forgiven. I know it's hard to forgive. I know it's hard to let go. I know it's hard to forget the pain, the sense of betrayal, and all of those things that we felt when it happened. But I think this is the time to actually let go of all those things that is holding us back. I had to sit myself down and wrote how I felt. I took it to God in prayer. I told God that, God, I don't want to feel this way about these people any longer. I let go. I let go of all the burdens I'm carrying by myself, all by myself. I let go. I want to be free. I want peace. I don't want to remember them and wish them bad. Because I feel like I'd gotten to a place where when I remember one of these people, I just feel like something should just happen to this person, because I just want them to feel the pain that I felt. Now, this also comes when we feel like we deserve a kind of justice, really. One of the things that happened to me when it happened, I wasn't there to defend myself. I wasn't there to say that I didn't do this. This was not what happened. It was the person that said the whole story and painted it to everybody. I wasn't there to defend myself. It was a very bad place to be. And I feel like people see me from afar, and this is the kind of person they see because of the story the person has said, and they were absolutely wrong. Imagine being in that kind of place and there was no opportunity whatsoever to defend myself. I don't know what else is, maybe there are other things, but it's actually a very bad place to be. But what I did was to actually take it to prayer, to talk to God about it, that God, I don't want to have this, I don't want to hold this in my heart any longer. I just want to let go, be free, so that I can accommodate all the goodness that you have for me. Forgiveness is not a simple process, I must say. It's not a simple process. It is not. It means that we acknowledge the wrong that has been done to us, we grieve over what has been lost, and yet we release them. It means that you release them. I don't know how terrible the wrongdoing of this person is, but I think that we should release them. Let them go, so that we can have peace. The truth is, when we have all of these grudges, all of these things, we are the ones suffering, really. We are the one it would affect physically, mentally, psychologically. We are the one carrying the burden. I'm putting it to you, I'm putting it to us today that we should release them. Let them go. Let them go. Acknowledge that, oh yeah, I was hurt and a lot of damages have been done, but I release you. I release you. Maybe I'm not in that position to say you should release them, but maybe we should actually truly seek help. If you know that you are at this point where it's even hard for you to let go, I think we should seek help, talk to people about it, so that when we have peace and enjoy all the goodness of life. Focusing our lives on revenge, is not healthy. And so that will not be like those people that all their life, rather than live life, they're seeking revenge. They are waiting and hoping that something will happen to that person that did them wrong. Rather than waiting or trying everything to revenge, why not release them and start living your life like to the fullness, so that we don't look back to years and be like, oh my God, did I spend all my life on this? So I know that it's not an easy place to be, but this is me just encouraging someone today that we should release them. Justice will never bring peace. Peace is something we need to find ourselves. So why are we letting go? It's not for them, it is for us. But we are letting them go not for our sakes, but for Christ's sake. Because if we don't forgive, even our Father in heaven will not forgive. We are not perfect too. And like I mentioned, we need to do reality check. As much as we have lists of people who have offended us, we are also stepping on people's toes. We've said things to people that are not nice. Some people have not even walked up to tell us that, oh, you did something to me. When you give people a chance to come and say, what have I done? Come and tell me I have wronged you. You'll be surprised at what people will say. You think you are good and a perfect girl, you are pleasing people love you. Just give people a chance to come and write one or two things they don't like about you. You'll be surprised, because we are actually not perfect. Forgiveness is the only door to healing. We need to maybe pray about it, talk to God about people that have terribly hurt you, and just release them, and we feel this peace when we do that. Thank you for joining me today. If you are blessed by this video, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes, please click the subscribe button. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.